And here we are back again with another live stream on RJ Sandefur Living with Purpose. Um, I'm very happy to see you all and to know that you're all here with me today on this beautiful Sunday morning, July 28th of 2026, or June 28th of 2026. I'm getting a little bit of ahead of myself there. Um, we're doing really well as far as the channel goes. Um, got some shorts that have surpassed 1,000 views. We have one short that has 24,067 views on it. And I will put that right here so you guys can see it for yourselves. I'm very happy with how everything is going, and looking forward to seeing what July, August, and September have to offer. As far as channel's growth, and I just wanted to let y'all know that. And today I want to talk about purpose over poison and what that actually means. How do you live that out in practice? And I think this is an important topic because if you're talking about wanting to live with purpose, and I've said this before, you have to mean it. It can't just be, oh, I'm done with the drama, or in this case, we call it poison because that's what drama is. That's what online drama is. It's poison because it's poisoning your mindset. It makes you feel like you have to defend yourself and you have to go at people and you have to. No. All that does is harm you and harm your purpose. That's really all it does. So, purpose over poison means that you make a conscious decision to walk away from toxicity, to walk away from needless noise, from needless drama. And you make an intentional decision to start living differently. But not only do you make an intentional decision to live differently, it shows through your actions. It shows through your actions. Because if someone can't look at you and tell, hey, there's something different about this person, then all your purpose talk is just that talk. You know, that's just what it is. So, there we go. But it has to be something that people can notice. Anyone can talk about be congruent with your words. Anybody could talk about that. Anyone can talk about authenticity. Anyone can talk about being authentic. You know that word's being thrown around a lot today. Oh, I'm authentic. I'm genuine. I'm this. I'm that. That's not what people are looking for. It's one thing to talk like that, but it's something totally different to prove it in your actions. It's one thing to prove it. Can people say that, that person used to be in the drama and now they've changed their ways? They're actually no longer in the drama. They've actually changed. And I've seen it personally. Or this is what I've noticed. If other people can't say that about you, then you haven't changed. And a lot of people used to call me the flip-flopper. They don't call me that anymore. You know why? Because they've seen a change. I'm no longer dealing in drama. I've got a life. I've got other things I have to do. I have other responsibilities. And that's another thing. If people see that you actually have responsibilities and other things that you have to do in your life, they're going to know, oh, that person's living with purpose. They're no longer stuck in drama. They're no longer stuck arguing with people on YouTube and beefing with people on YouTube. They're actually doing something with themselves. And that's what it is. You have to be about that life. You have to be the one to show people, hey, this is what I'm doing now. I don't have time for this stuff. I don't have time for the YouTube drama. I don't have time for the nonsense. And if people can see that, they're going to know, oh, well, man, we can't be talking to this person about drama anymore because they're not biting. They're not buying it. They're actually doing something with their life. So that's what it's about. So not only is it through your actions, and not only are people seeing what you're doing, and not only is it needful for the person to actually start doing things in real life, but it's also needful for you not to even discuss what's going on in the drama sphere or in the drama community. Don't bring it up. Don't talk about the people engaged in the drama. Don't, nothing. Because then that way, if someone asks you, hey, is it true that this person said this or isn't it true that this person said that? You can say, hey, I don't know. Not my day to keep up with it. And look at where I'm at now. I mean, and I know I keep hammering this home, but it needs to be said, and I'm going to proudly say it. In December of 2024, when I made the decision, hey, I'm going to walk away from this drama, I couldn't have imagined what would have happened. December 1st, 2024, I had no idea that I would be where I am at now. I've had the privilege of meeting Baker Mayfield twice. I've had the privilege of singing the national anthem twice at Buccaneers training camp. I've had the privilege of uh, singing for our veterans. I've had the privilege of meeting different people. I mean, and it's all because I made a choice to stop focusing on needless nonsense and start focusing on something that was lasting. Something I could look back on and be proud of. And some people say, "Oh, RJ, why do you keep talking about that? Why do you keep talking about the Buccaneers? Why do you keep talking about Special Olympics?" Because it's my real life. And I'm proud of those accomplishments. I mean, heck, it beats talking about drama, talking about who said what about this person and who's suing that person and all that. Guys, that stuff doesn't even matter to me anymore. Because in 50 years, 60 years, a majority of us are going to be in the ground. Now, the young people of today, they might be in their 60s or 70s, but those of us who are in our 40s and 50s, we're going to be old, more than likely, or possibly in the ground somewhere. And none of that nonsense and online drama is going to matter anymore. Point is, use your life, use your time on this planet for something meaningful, something that's lasting, something where when people look back at your life and you look back at your life, you can say, wow, I was able to actually make a difference. I was able to actually make a difference. And a lot of people can come out on YouTube or other social media platforms and say, oh, I just want to help people. Really? If that's your heart, show it through your actions. How are you going to help them? By just telling them what to do? Or are you going to be the example that they can look up to? To say, hey, this is what I went through, and this is how you can deal with the same situation because I dealt with it, and this is how it affected me. So why would I want to engage in name calling and calling somebody a cuck or calling somebody a cuckold or whatever like I used to do? Why would I want to do that now? All that is trash. That's all it is. And all the years I spent on this platform bashing people, talking nonsense, calling Eli a California cuckold and, getting into arguments with him and stuff. All that time I wasted when I could have been doing different things. But now I'm on a different path. I'm on a different path and it feels great. I'm actually a Special Olympics athlete leader. I not only get to compete in Special Olympics, but I get to be on the Special Olympics Leadership Area 6 Council. I get to participate in town halls where a lot of the athletes get together and discuss issues that are affecting us as individuals with disabilities. It sure beats coming on here and yelling and cussing and screaming at everybody and calling people names like I used to do. And that's what it's about, guys. If you say you want to change, make the change, but prove it through your actions. It's just like that song by Michael Jackson. I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, not his wage. Listen to those words. I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. The man in the mirror. What is a mirror? When you look in a mirror, you don't see somebody else. You see a reflection of yourself. Are you happy with the reflection that you're seeing? If not, why not? And what are you going to do in order to change that? Do you believe that you can change? If so, how? If not, why not? You say, well, RJ, I don't, I've done so much bad. I've done this, that, and the other. Guess what? You can still make a choice to change, and there are people that will support you. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make the change. It starts with everybody. See, it doesn't say, take a look at the guy down the street. It doesn't say, take a look at the president. Guys, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe.